Oh, yes, indeed. That is what's continuing at this point. We know that in all 6 floors currently, they've knocked in every single doors, and everybody that lives in this building is basically out. And I want to show you just how many people are here. So we're going to try and attempt to go down. So everybody's standing now on the passages. We know that this entire building is basically on lockdown, Katleho. And what this means is that, like what we heard from the MMC, is that there's going to be a complete investigation, and every single person here is going to be asked in terms of what happened. They must know what took place here. They're saying that with the investigation that has shown that there's about 6 people that were people of interest, and as a result, those people have been taken out of this building. In the meantime, every single occupant of this building is now going to be asked questions. So we're going to the foyer so you can see just how many people there are. Basically, people have been woken up, asked to be on the side, as you can see here. Now, what we know is that DJ Warras was coming into this building mainly because he was assisting with the cleaning that was taking place, as well as with the security. Interestingly, when we came in, we saw as we were coming in there, the security that is here didn't even know who DJ Warras was, nor did he know or have details of which security company he works for. So these are some of the things that they're trying to find out from the people that live in this area. We saw some of that extra where they were taking the 6 people that are of interest, as we heard from the MMC. Now we know that the interrogation is going to start. You will see it's completely closed. The entire area is circulated, and you've got every single JMPD officer in the entire surrounding. You'll see there's some flashing lights, which sort of gives you an idea in terms of how many vans there are in and around this area. So what is an interesting thing, and what we are learning, is that this people who live in this building, some of them do not pay rent, whilst others do pay rent. So we're going to try and show what is taking place outside. And what we know is that because of the fact that there's been that issue of not paying rent, we are told that there's 36 members of this building that have basically been trying to hijack this building. And we know that already they've confiscated a phone, which we understand is from a woman. And this woman was laughing, saying that he's dead. So those are some of the investigations that are going to take place. So we're going to walk out now so we can show you just how much of the perimeter is actually taken care of. And you'll see these are all JMPD officers that are technically surrounding this entire building. And this is where this incident take place. Katleho, we cannot forget, this is where a DJ Warras' body was laying, and this is where the incident took place. This is also the same place where they were able to get the surveillance footage that clearly shows who are these individuals. We know that they're looking for that one man who was identified as having dreadlocks, and we know that there's a clear footage that clearly shows who this person was. We also have heard from the people that have been in this area just how dangerous it is and how scared they were to speak out. Now that information must come out. The MMC is telling us that he's going to be here the entire night if they have to, but they need to get the information that they require in order to continue with regards to investigating the case. Now we know with SAPS that they said they're going to have their best teams on the ground that are going to be investigating this entire incident that happened here with regards to the killing of DJ Warras. But we also know that with that investigation, we also have some of those investigators that are on the ground currently that are investigating the entire place. And now we have JMPD that has taken over this entire building. And you'll see this is the entire road that they have taken over. You cannot travel past it. You can't go anywhere. This entire Commission Road is completely taken care of.
Just speaking on that, Ngobile, with regards to the scale of this operation, is it only JMPD officers? How many of them, if you just estimate with regards to how many boots are on the ground currently? Nqobile, I'm not sure if you're still with us, if you are able to hear me. All right, it seems as though we have lost that connection to Nqobile Matlala, who is out at the Zambezi House near Carlton Center, where the MMC for Safety, Mgcini Chwako, is leading that blitz. This is, of course, the building in which DJ Warras was killed just outside of on the 16th of December. And police, they're still looking for those suspects, but we are hearing from the MMC, as he mentioned earlier, that there are 250 occupants in this building, 37 of them of which are refusing to pay, and 6 people which are of interest to the police with regards to what may have happened to DJ Warras, but also, most importantly, those that are attempting to hijack this building. Nqobile, I see we do have you back here, and I just wanted to find out, in terms of the scale of this operation, how many JMPD officers are on the ground currently?
Well, even though, Katleho, at this point we have not been given just exactly how many members there are, but I can tell you that when we were standing at Mary Fitzgerald before we came for this operation, that entire place was fully covered by JMPDs. So you at least have more than 20 vans that are currently here. And not only that, you can just see the police showing some manpower that they're stamping really the authority in this area. The entire place is fully covered by the JMPD vans. So you've got quite a lot of police officers that are here. They're not just the normal just JMPD only. You also have their tactical unit, which is also currently present, which we know that is also investigating. And what's very important about what JMPD is doing as well is that you'll remember when the incident had just taken place, they were the first people that were actually on the ground. They were the first people that were called here when the incident had just taken place, and they're the ones that actually cordoned the place. And so they're saying that it is time to show that people can work together, but in working together, it means that they have to get as much information as possible. So this is why you're seeing that they're doing this investigation, where there are a lot of people that are going to have to give as much information as possible. And as they were knocking in everyone's house, in everyone's flat inside, we know that they're not just knocking from those that are paying alone, but also those that are not paying, which has been the bone of contention, because the hijacked buildings in the city are over 50 buildings that are actually hijacked in the city. And we know that the city has been struggling with this. We know that there's been issues around even people that have died in these buildings. So this is what is very important, ensuring that the law can take its course, but at the same time, finding the truth in terms of what really happened moments before the killing of DJ Warras.
So, Nqobile, with that roll call that is currently happening, I mean, we saw as you moved through the scores of those people that live within that building, what exactly are the officers looking for? Are they asking them to produce ID documents? What system are they using in order to sift through those numbers?
So at this point, we know that they have to first identify themselves. So I would imagine that they would then be have a list of people that are supposed to be in the building, because they have to identify themselves and exactly say which flats they're living in and if they are paying their rent, in a sense. So this will give them an idea in terms of the footprint, in terms of the number of people that are there, but also they're looking in terms of whether or not there are any illegal guns that are currently in this area. So they're actually going in and checking in terms of the houses or each home and checking that there are anything that is illegal. You remember that there was a gun that was used, so they are looking for that as well. And at the same time, they are looking for these 6 people that are of interest. Now, you will remember that when we were talking to the MMC, he did clarify that DJ Warras actually had gone to court to basically get a warrant to be assisted in terms of the people that were harassing him and so on. So now, because of that, those 6 people would be 6 people of interest, and those are the people that they had to take care of. And at the same time, then be able to now get more details around the area where they are living, so people with more information in terms of what can be used. Remember, the police did highlight that they would like to get residents to work with them, so this is in a way asking them really to work with them, so the information that they need, what you heard, what you saw, is some of the information that they are going to be asking for. But at this very moment, they haven't started interrogating or investigating with regards to the people that live here. We know that they've just been taken out of their homes and only asked to then stay in the passage in the meantime, whilst inside they then circulate and check in terms of those illegal firearms, if there's any, or anything that is illegal that they can actually look at. And as far as going even and getting the phone, like what we were hearing from the MMC, that there is a phone that they were able to confiscate that could give as much leads as they need whilst they're investigating.
And do we know if this raid is limited to just this building for this evening, or are there plans to also raid other buildings? I mean, you did mention that there are over 50 buildings that have been hijacked in the Joburg CBD. Is the MMC expressing an extension of this to other buildings as well?
So what we understand is that at the moment they're starting at Zambezi House, but we've been told that it would be buildings in general, in terms of hijacked buildings in general. They will be looking into investigating those, but the focus at this very point is basically doing Zambezi House, which is the main one on focal points, mainly because of the killing of DJ Warras that happened here on the 16th of December. So the focus at the moment being just on this main building, but more operations are expected to take place in and around the city.
Right, Nqobile Mahlala bringing us the latest coming out from the Johannesburg CBD, that is at the Zambezi House building, the building outside where DJ Warras was assassinated on the 16th of December. Thank you for bringing us this update.